There we go. And as I said, everybody's muted just for a bit until we do that. And I'll walk you through some resources I have available, and then we'll unmute you, invite you to unmute yourself and be able to ask questions. You're also welcome to put questions in the chat. So chat down in the middle of your, if you just put your cursor, if you're not familiar with Zoom, if you put your cursor over the middle bottom of the screen, there's a area called chat. And I put a listing of resources in there for you, and you're more than welcome to copy paste any of those links or anything that would be helpful to you, and just save it to a Word document or save it for yourself on your own computer. But we've just got one more person joining us, so let's just get her set in here and we can get started. So what we're going to do is the energy healing and blessing with the angels, as I said, and then I will walk you through various resources and then unmute everybody and we'll do our questions and answers. So we'll let Elle continue to join. Looks like her device. There we go. Okay. So we are all set. So welcome to everyone. And let's just get comfortable. And you're welcome to, if you want to turn off your camera, if you want to relax, camera and your mute, your volume is in the bottom left corner if you're not familiar with that on Zoom. And so able to turn that off if you want, or just close your eyes, relax, whatever's comfortable for you. But let's call on the angels. Thank you, angels, for sweeping your nets up through the core of Mother Earth and through everyone's physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional bodies, through everyone's financial body, creative body, relationship bodies, romantic bodies, subtle bodies, and auras. Please sweep your nets through any body I mentioned or did not mention, taking with you any energy that does not serve us. Please take with you any energy that's not ours, energy that's ours in combination with someone else's, energy we've outgrown, energy that's no longer in service to us. Please take it up to the light for healing now. We would be so grateful for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you take that energy with you that does not serve us anymore, that just frees us up beautifully to be able to align more fully with our marvelous higher selves. So inviting our higher selves to come fully into our bodies, so we get to benefit from that wonderful distilled wisdom across all lifetimes. And our higher selves get to benefit from the physicality, because we didn't choose to be here on the planet in physical bodies at this pivotal time and place. Thank you for helping us align with Mother Earth and to fully ground and be wonderfully present in the present moment in our bodies, higher selves in our bodies, grounded to beautiful, gracious Mother Earth, and also able to connect beautifully up to the divine. We would be so grateful for that. So thank you for clearing our energy and healing our energy so we're able to do that. Let's do that twice more. Thank you, angels, for sweeping your nets up through the core of Mother Earth and through everyone's home and property, making our homes be wonderful places of sanctuary, places of joy, places of smiles, where we're able to rest, relax, be ourselves, just enjoy ourselves, and have our homes be wonderful temples for all of us, places of beauty and uplift that are a reflection of us and nurture us and just support us in so many ways. So thank you for that. And as we think about our homes, let's have that energy uplift, please, for not only those of us who are together on the call live, but for anyone who may listen to it later, as well as for the other important individuals who may be living in the homes with us or visiting our homes regularly, whether it is family, friends, whether they are two-legged, four-legged, winged, anything in between. So let's not forget our marvelous animal companions. And now let's turn our energy to our yards, our properties, the physical area on which our homes sit. And let's just bless Mother Earth and thank her for all that she gives to us and provides, and the graciousness with which she treats us, and that we get so fortunate to be here at this important time in this important place. So let's just bless her on her journey as she blesses us. One more time. Thank you, angels, for sweeping your nets through all of our emotions. Yes, we incarnate into human bodies to get to feel emotions, and many of them are wonderful. Thank you that we get to feel peace and love and joy and gratitude and those highest vibrational energies. And we would love to be able to experience and create more of those and feel those within our lives and be creating and co-creating those for others around us as we all lift one another up. At this moment, though, I'm asking you to specifically help us balance up the emotions that no longer serve us, and we're able to feel them very briefly, because yes, you do have to feel it to be able to heal it and to release it, but we're able to learn to do so efficiently. I'm talking 15 to 30 seconds to fully feel any emotions that no longer serve us, that don't have anything to teach us, and are just stuck in our energy field. So if you'd be so kind as to take with you, angels, any exhaustion that does not serve us, any feeling of being not supported, feeling discombobulated, not clear, any pain, any discomfort, any anxiety, any worries, any thought loops that just don't serve us, any depression, sadness, any frustration, anger, rage. We would be so appreciative to be able to acknowledge those human emotions. There's absolutely no shame in having them. We're meant to have them, feel them, experience them, learn from them, and then be able to balance them and release them. So thank you for helping us release those by sending those down our grounding cords at this moment, down to that magnetic core of Mother Earth. She is a master at transmuting emotions and energies that don't serve us. She's going to turn them into fish food for hungry fish, is what I'm hearing, which I think is so fun and so wonderful. And now that you've sent all your energy down that grounding cord, can really ground and be in your body in a healthy way. Let's bring up that fountain of youth energy. Feel that all throughout your body. And also just take a moment and release anything else. Feel it, let it go, release it, and ask for more of what you need. And while you do that, I will open the door for my dog since she's barking and would like the door open. Releasing anything that does not serve you, and just freeing yourself up to bring in so much more of what you do need, including that beautiful alignment with your purpose, feeling happy and healthy in your body. You're so loved, so supported, so needed, and just so appreciated for being on the planet at this time. Thank you, angels. It is done. So be it. All right. Well, you are welcome to gently come back to your body in your own time and just orient back to the present day and time. So welcome to everyone for joining me today. And what we're going to do next, let me walk you through some resources. I've got some neat, fun, complimentary events coming up. So let me walk you through how to find those. And if you're able to see in the chat, and let me know if you cannot see what I pasted in there, because sometimes people tell me it doesn't come through for them if they join later in the call. But I listed my website. I linked that in the chat, which is wendyrosewilliams.com. And you'll find an events tab on there. And what's coming up event-wise is on February 12th, there's going to be 2 events. And I have the good fortune to podcast monthly with my wonderful co-host and friend, Greg Kirk. And we've been podcasting together. It's called Waking Up Spiritually. And the podcast is Monday, the second Monday of the month at 2:30 Pacific time. But hey, if that's not a convenient time for you to join us live, and you certainly are welcome to join us live in our Facebook group, which is called Waking Up Spiritually, and can join in that way. Typically, it's Greg and I just bringing forth messages and information and helping everyone with their spiritual awakening. But occasionally, we have a special guest. And this coming episode on February 12th, next week, we will be having Ann Tucker join us. Ann is a marvelous angelic trance channel. And what we're going to be talking about is how can you connect with angels? Because many people are intrigued by the thought, interested in the thought, but just not sure how to do it, not sure if they're doing it right. So that's what we're going to be talking about, and that will be the podcast. And if you're not able to join us at that time, no worries. We do record them all and then save them to our website, which is wakingupspiritually.com. And at that podcast website, you'll be able to find all the past ones too. And there is a search button. So if you need help with any specific topic, just pop it into the search button, like guides. How do I connect with my guides? Or what can I do to clear my energy, or for an energy management practice? Or what do I do about this plethora of past life energy, or whatever it might be? Just search that podcast archive. So that's an event that you will find on there. You will also find on February 12th, I will be doing a workshop on soulmates and soul contracts. This is an annual workshop because I always offer it just before Valentine's Day, because I just find that energy around soulmates and soul contracts seems to really bubble up that time of the year. And what are soulmates? In a sentence, I see soulmates as souls, as individuals that we incarnate with many times. And we may have some important work and lessons that we're working on with them. And because we've been together many times, they are the ideal people to form some agreements. So soul contracts, which are agreements that we form when we're up with the light, when we're in pure soul form, in spirit form, that we want to work on. And those soul contracts can be really, really meaningful. They can be super challenging too, as can soulmates, because soulmates are often for lessons, but they also can be just our best friends, our wonderful romantic partner, whatever they might be. But you're so welcome to join me for that workshop. It's complimentary. And again, you can register for it at no cost via my website, which is wendyrosewilliams.com. And you'll find other events and opportunities coming up there too. So let me walk you through the one-on-one energy healing services and program that I offer, and then we'll get to your Q&A. Anyone who joined us late, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. You're welcome to put any questions you have about energy healing, about past lives, about reincarnation, about metaphysics, anything in that bailiwick. Please, you're so welcome to add it to the chats, and that's where I'll start the Q&A from. And then it looks like we'll be a small enough group we can just unmute microphones and be able to answer whatever is on your mind in those arenas, and see what I can do to be of service to you. So the one-on-one energy healing sessions, which there's a link included for, it's a series of 3 energy healing sessions. It includes past life regression, but it includes so much more. And the sessions are done via Zoom, so you're in the comfort of your own home, and I record it for you as an audio file, so you have that to go back to. So the idea is for you to be able to uh, schedule some time for yourself where it's going to be quiet. You're not going to be interrupted. You're going to be able to just rest, lie down, relax, and be able to really have that experience. The first session is 2.5 hours. The second session is 1 hour, and the third session is 1 hour. So we do that comprehensive one first. And what do we do during these sessions? They are architected by your higher self and guides, as they know what's going to be most efficient for you, what's going to be most effective for you. They know what you most need. And it's just different for all of us. But I can give you an overview of what the sessions might typically look like, and then just understand they can certainly absolutely change in order. We can be doing things I have not mentioned, or we might be just doing a super light, quick touch on something that I'm talking about. So typically what we do in that first session is we go to a healing temple. And in that healing temple, we're doing this beautiful experience and guided meditation together. And I help you go to your healing temple. And then it's somewhere you know how to get back to again, if it's not something you've done before. And that's another thing that's important, is you just learn. You're not only having the experiences and receiving the healings real time during the sessions, but you've got the recordings to go back to, and more healing can come in there. And you just connect more dots, as well as you've got some new tips and techniques of things to really help you with your energy, and just feeling great and feeling more aligned with your purpose, and just helping with the challenges that can come up. So healing temple, colored healing lights is what we typically call in first. And you simply tell me what color is coming to you, where it's going on the body, and then I work with it with your higher self and guides to gently yet powerfully heal you through all space and time. Because guess what? Many of us have incarnated, if not most of us, have incarnated on other planets and in other dimensions. And if any of that energy is impacting you, holding you back now, it's something we want to be able to clear. So you can just really be in this lifetime with a smile on your face, and feeling like you've got the resources and the relationships and the health to be able to be just embracing this life to the best of your ability. So healing temple, colored healing lights, and then we balance up the 4 elements in your body. So fire and water, earth and air. And I find that most people do need more of one or more of the elements. And when we're particularly low in any of those elements, oh my gosh, it's like instead of trying to push a wheel that just, rolls beautifully, it's like trying to push this 4-cornered wheel that just doesn't really roll. And just being able to get those elements balanced, it can be a life changer for people, as can really getting our chakras, our 7 major chakras. So the root chakra at the base of the tailbone spine, on up to the crown chakra at the top of the head, getting those life force energy centers really working well. So that is the third thing typically that we do in the healing temple. And I have the good fortune to be a Reiki master, energy healer, as well as a past life regressionist and a spiritual teacher and a channel. So just different things are going to come up, and all of you have got such beautiful abilities and energy. So it's just being able to help lift you up where you need it, and helping let go of the things that we don't need anymore. Because my gosh, haven't we all felt like, dang, I'm just carrying too much old baggage, but I don't know how to release it. So being able to let go of those things, because we can catch ourselves and realize, oh gosh, I think I'm tripping over my own self-limiting belief. I think I'm tripping over, I'm just stopping myself. So the healing temple is a really amazing experience, and that is what we do first normally. And then we get you wonderfully connected with your guide, and you receive a gift from your guide and a message from your guide. Some of you may have been working with your guide for a long time, and that's fantastic. we still can absolutely meet with them and get that assistance. And many people say that that was their favorite part and the most meaningful part, because when we get to feel that unconditional love for us, many people have not felt that often enough in life or have never felt it. So it's a really big deal to be able to open our hearts and welcome that in and feel that, and also to be able to forgive ourselves and be able to love ourselves unconditionally. And that's part of what happens as we go through and heal the chakras and upgrade the chakras, if indeed they need any help. Occasionally, I'll just see someone. It's like, oh my gosh, the chakras are just doing amazing, and then it's just a quick overview of them. So it just depends on the person and the timing of how much time we spend of each of these things. It's really different with each person, and that's the beauty of working one-on-one. The healing lights might be 5 minutes for you. They might be 45 minutes. I've had people bring in literally 50 healing lights because it was just so beneficial for them, and that's what they were able to do and meant to do. So it's just different for different people. With other people, we spend a lot of time with the guide, and other people, it's just, again, like this quick 5 minute. But still, it's so beautiful. I love to see the gifts that are given. I've had the privilege of facilitating probably at this point more than 1,000 healing sessions for people. I've never seen the same gift twice. I keep waiting for a repeat. It's just not going to come, because it's just different for everyone. What we need, and just that relationship with the guide is different. So it's just really amazing to see what those gifts are and what those messages are that are shared with people. So typically, that is the bulk of the first session. And we also go through your questions that you have, because you have an opportunity to write beforehand up to 20 questions and requests for your own higher self and guides to help you with during your energy healing sessions. And the booking link just kind of walks you through how to do that. What questions do you have in the health arena? Anything about wealth and career, relationships, or miscellaneous? So miscellaneous is anything that just didn't fall in the major three buckets for most people of where they need some help and assistance. But miscellaneous might include life purpose, wanting to know more about your life purpose, or a very interesting dream that you keep having, or the opposite. You can't remember any of your dreams and you'd like to be able to, and you'd like some help and coaching in that area. Or you may have had a near-death experience. You may have had a spiritually transformative experience, out of body experience, and just something you're just trying to make sense of and trying to get to land. Because trying to get to our own discernment, where we know what's right for us and we're clear and we know what our truth is, oh my gosh, that really is a beautiful moment. And I think it's something that we just, continue to work on, and sharpen the saw, so to speak, in that area. So typically the first session is reviewing what the questions are. We're just like setting up what the healing and the work is going to be, and then going to the healing temple, getting you wonderfully connected with your guide. Often in the first session, we will also have time, because everyone's working just at a different pace, and I'm just going to work at whatever's is right for you. Typically, we'll often have time to also start going to the time and place with the most healing and information and uplift for your life today. So you can hear that starting to set up the past life regression portion. The reason I'm putting that in quotes is past life can mean more than the literal. It can mean this lifetime, because we often have experiences earlier in this lifetime from when we were younger that would benefit from some healing, some releasing, from some understanding, because we're just able to do that now. And what really flummoxed us as a 5-year-old or as a 12-year-old, and we're still carrying around as a challenge, we're able to do that beautiful inner child healing. So often we may go to a scene earlier in this lifetime before going to the past life or to the past lives, because we're not limited to one. And again, it's your higher self and guides that just know what is best for you. The way that we get to the past life or lives or scenes earlier in this lifetime is via a wonderful little boat. And I help you get to that boat, and that boat then does all the work for you to take you there, to help you journey there. The boat purposefully goes through this beautiful cave, and the cave is a crystal cave, and there will be amazing crystals that will light up and send you healing energy. And those crystals, they are unique to you. You're welcome to receive that healing energy into your body if you would like to. And I will make a list of them, and then I'll physically build for you in my home a crystal grid, a home altar, an energy healing grid. You might be able to see it over my left shoulder. I've got one there that I built for a client yesterday. And then I just take some photographs of it and send those to you. And you just know that that energy healing grid is helping you not only through the 3 sessions that we would be doing together, but you're then able to go back to that crystal cave on your own and able to just bring forth more of that energy for yourself again. So typically it's session 2 that we're moving into the past life or past lives or scenes earlier in this lifetime first by going through the crystal cave. And then I help you vision and just be able to see and experience that past life. And many people say, oh my gosh, that was my favorite part. And I just feel so much more relief. I feel better. I feel more empowered. I feel more like myself. Whatever is meant to occur for you. Please do not worry and be thinking, oh gosh, I'm kind of a left-brained gal or guy. It's hard for me to see. I'm not sure I can do any of these things. I don't know if I'm going to be able to meet my guide. I am here to be of assistance to you, and I will help you do it. And we will absolutely be able to have these different experiences at whatever level and whatever way is right for you. And if you're not able to connect with your guide, like right at that moment as we're doing it, that's okay. We can clear your energy, just getting you feeling more comfortable, more grounded, and we may be able to connect you if we need to via me, with your permission, of course, channeling your guide for you, because you're meant to have your own relationship. But sometimes we just need some help connecting. I sure as heck could not connect with my guides on my own in the beginning, and I so wanted to, and had to have another person help me figure out how to sort it out and do that. So it's absolutely okay to get an assist, but you will then get to know your own guide, because I see our higher selves, I see our guides, I see the divine as part of us, as an aspect of us. I mean, it's that literal, we are all one, but there's also that individuality to it, like we're all drops within the ocean together, or whatever analogy you'd like to use. So same thing if you feel a little bit nervous or concerned of, oh gosh, what if I can't see myself in the past life? I absolutely will help you, as will your higher self and guides. And if we need to, and it's hard for you to drive the bus right at that moment and be doing that piece of it and like seeing and describing what's going on, I'm happy to switch seats with you on the bus for a minute, and you can just relax, and I will tell you again, with your permission, of course, what's coming through as the most pertinent past life for you, and then just validate it with you. Does that make sense? How does that feel to you? And then you can kind of take over and say, okay, now I got it. Now I can, now I'm feeling that energy flowing. So it's okay. And we just figure that out together. So typically session 2 is the past life portion. And then session 3 is we purposefully go to the last day in a past life, and just thank that body, just thank that aspect of us for everything that we learned and experienced, and are able to leave it and we raise our vibration and frequency together, and we go on back up to the light. We go on back home. And there at home with the light, and I will ask you, because again, we'd be working one-on-one, what's your belief system? What terms do you want me to use? Do you want me to say God, heaven, the universe, the light, whatever the right terms are for you? And I have people just teach me, because of course we've got different cultures and beliefs and backgrounds. I want to use the best terms for you, so it's just comfortable for you. So for simplicity now, we go back on up home to the light. And there I ask your guide to meet us and welcome you home, and to have your book of life waiting for you. Many people say, oh, that was it. That was my favorite moment, to get to see and appreciate my book of life, and to know that I can get these answers to my important questions and requests and get help with them, is a really big deal. Because again, if we're not feeling supported in life, if we're not feeling loved, if we're not feeling respected, it makes life really hard. So we want to be able to find some ways to get you to that place. So picture us up with the light back at home, and your guide has your book of life and is able to answer your important questions and requests. So that is many people's favorite moment, to just be able to get that. Certainly the questions and requests can be answered organically all throughout the 3 sessions. It's not like we have to wait for the 3rd session for, okay, now we've got it. Now we've got all the answers. And please don't stress about writing your questions. Just do your best to write them. And they don't have to be 20. You might have 7, you might have 4, you might have 14. It's just to prime the pump. So just do your best to write them. You don't have to give background, and there's instructions written for how to write them. They can be nice and to the point. Gosh, left knee pain, need help with my left knee. What is going on with that? And it can just be, that simple. And straightforward, because you're writing the questions. Yes, you're sending them to me, but we're bringing in your higher self and guides, and they know the background, and that's who's going to be assisting with it. So you don't have to give a long description of it. And anything that's important that you didn't think of to write, no worries. It's absolutely going to come up during the sessions. So that's how the sessions typically flow. Of course, we're giving things at the end of each session, asking for anything specific to be working on, or that we should know for the next one. And I just want to point out again, people have very different paces, speed with which they process this sort of energy and how they work. For most people, it goes the way I described, and that's the 3 sessions. Some people are Speedy Gonzalez, and that is great too. And we're moving very quickly through what I've described, and it might be accomplished in the first 2 sessions, or even in the first session. And that is because there is a purpose of what your higher self and guides want us to work on in sessions 2 and 3. I've had people channel books. I've had people start to figure out their next wonderful business that they're going to open, and they want to start a spiritual business or any other type of business, but they haven't been able to figure it out, or haven't been able to clear a fear that's holding them back. There can be a fear of showing up. There can be a fear of speaking, of public speaking, or want to write a book and have just been stuck in that area. And so those things can be coming up. Or people also spend sessions bringing forth past life abilities. Past lives are not meant to be the doom and gloom report of, oh my gosh, they've all been hard, they've all been terrible, I've got to release them all. There can be beautiful past lives where you were in mystery schools, you were in sacred roles, and have amazing information and knowledge that you're remembering and bringing forth to enjoy in this lifetime and to help others with. I've had people who are remembering how to time travel. I've had people remembering how to youth and de-age. in very powerful ways, just to give two examples. And again, the people that have, landed and really done a lot to figure out that book that they want to be able to share, or what that beautiful business or service offering might be. So the 3 sessions, the cost is $997 US. And their booking link just walks you through how to put your payment in. I completely understand monthly budgets, household budgets, and if it's easier to get financing for that, you can see on the frequently asked questions guide on my website some detail of PayPal has been offering a 6-month free loan, which has been wonderful. And some people have done that and just paid through PayPal, and then they're paying PayPal back in those 6 monthly payments and doing it that way. Some people are able to use healthcare savings account, medical savings plan dollars, where they had put money aside for themselves, or their employer covers therapeutic hypnotherapy. And I've had some clients do that. I had recently a pharmacist client was able to do that, and we did the 3 sessions, and she just needed an invoice from me ahead of time for each one. So I just sent her that via PayPal, and then she was able to get that approved and pay for it that way. Or I'm able to provide to you, if you do need it broken into payments, but you would like to do this program, just let me know and email me through my website on the Contact Me tab at wendyrosewilliams.com, and just let me know. I'd like to do the energy healing sessions with the 3 payments at $375. And we'll just jump on a quick phone call together, and I'll manually schedule you when you want to get started. And you would pay $375 to have your first session, and then we'll be scheduling your second and third session for when you'd like those payments to occur the day before. So that's how that works. And then there's also people who continue with something called Keep the Momentum Going. And that is 4 sessions over a 6-month period. And it's a 1-hour session every 6 weeks. So I have lovely clients who just renew and do that. And they have other people who just feel, wonderfully complete after the 3, and just, bop in and out as you'd like to for a free energy healing session like this, or Q&A like this, or who come to some of the workshops. So it's just available to you, and you're able to do what you'd like to do. So that is more than enough chatting from me. And look at the questions and comments from all of you and see how I can be of service. So you are welcome to unmute yourselves to ask a question, and I will start with what's here in the chat. So Kent is asking, let me get some water here. When you do a past, okay, Kent, I hope it's okay I'm sharing this publicly, because you're asking a great question. And so I'm just going to share it with the group, and I hope that's okay. So when we do past life clearings, do you think it's like sending a message to your past self that it can erase the problem and return the ripples to the here and now? I think that's a beautiful way to think of it. I think what you're saying is very accurate, because time is really continuous and eternal. And it's really all happening in the now. It's just a human construct for simplicity to have past, present, and future. So what you're saying is really quite profound, and I think very accurate and beautiful, that yes, when we heal any aspect of ourselves, it just improves our life now, both now in the current day, as well as the future. It also can help heal the ancestral line. It can help heal family and friends around us, because when we do better and feel better, it just naturally uplifts all the interactions we have. So yes, and yes to that beautiful, profound way to look at it and question. And let's see what else is here. Okay. And then, so any tips? Okay, so you're helping conduct some past life regressions at this point, and I'm not going to be able to answer the specifics on that because I want to be able to be available here for the group. But any tips for someone to start going in a past life regression practice would be simply just keep enjoying working on yourself and grounding and clearing your own energy, raising your own vibration and frequency, and then just practicing, just working with people in the most with integrity, in the most loving way you can, to assist them. And that's just going to just feed into that past life regression practice. And whatever you feel called to for training, because I think we're all here to be lifelong learners in a lot of ways too. Just take advantage of that. I was a little surprised because originally I trained with a wonderful Dolores Cannon first degree student, and I trained for what he had distilled as regression healing, being inspired by quantum healing hypnotherapy. But then it's like, okay, this is great, but I'm feeling the need for more. And then I did train with Dr. Brian Weiss one-on-one for a week at the Omega Institute. And that was wonderful. And that, just brought in different healings and skills and abilities, and just, more marvelous tools for the toolkit. And then same thing, I was guided to one of Dr. Michael Newton's original students. And I did some training with her. So it's just whatever feels right for us. And then just being comfortable to do the best you can and just offer those sessions to people, and just know that it continues to grow and evolve as we go along, because there certainly are people who can train not only for past life regression but for other healing modalities, and then can just stop, just take the training and then get caught up in our head, and like, oh gosh, I'm not sure I know how to do this, this feels awkward, this feels weird, I'm not sure I'm good enough, I'm not sure I'm doing it right. Well, you didn't jump on a bicycle at whatever age, when you were whatever age you learned to ride a bicycle, and ride it perfectly. There's some learning curve to it. I think we just have to give ourselves some grace, and know that people will absolutely give us grace. Do we do everything perfectly? No. I don't think that's the intent. I don't think that's you know how it's going to work, but we just keep on going. All right. So, and okay, and then L is saying had to join from my browser, so there was some Zoom tech issues. Okay. So no worries, L. It's absolutely fine to have your camera off. No worries. Totally understand. And are there restrictions to sessions when working with people from different cultures or born in places in the world other than the USA? So again, Stella, I know this is a direct message to me, and I hope it's okay that I'm sharing that. Thank you. So tell me what you mean by restrictions to sessions. If you have internet access and are able to use Zoom, then we're able to work together energetically. So if you are in a country where you're not permitted to have internet or Zoom access, then I'm not able to work with the person one-on-one. If you're speaking to cultural differences, I wasn't born in the US. I'm actually Canadian, but have been living in the US. I do my very best to be culturally sensitive. I certainly will be asking you, as I said, to like give me, some background to your beliefs so I know what's comfortable for you. And I should have said this at the beginning. If you don't care to work with angels, I happen to do an angel clearing prayer, because that's what's meaningful to me and I enjoy and like. If you don't relate to angels, you can still be receiving healing, and you just change, what you're hearing. It's like, oh, that's not quite right for me. I want it to be the goddess Lakshmi. I want it to be God. I want it to be, whatever it might be. You certainly, what's right for you, and certainly can be teaching me. So I will do my best to be culturally sensitive. Will I trip over things? Absolutely. Will I mispronounce them? I'll do my absolute best, but I think we can, connect heart to heart, regardless of where we're born and where we're living, and what the culture is. And guess what? This is one lifetime of hundreds, if not thousands. So people can absolutely have marvelous. It's not like this box where you're in like this really strict silo of, oh my goodness, this is going to be a Christian past life regression, and we're only going to be able to work with God and the angels. This is meant to be a beautiful energy healing for your soul across all space and time. And we've been so many different religions and cultures. We've been atheists, we've been agnostic, we've been pagan, we've been Wiccan, we've been anything and everything. So I absolutely see beautiful energy and healing that comes in. And sometimes I'll be working with someone that, does more identify in like a certain lane, a more specific area, and they're not recognizing that it's Ganesh that's coming in. But I know it's Ganesh, and I know he's wanting to help remove obstacles. So, we can just figure out. Or Yeshua, Jesus may come in for someone who just doesn't have much experience, or isn't really, very knowledgeable, because but it doesn't mean that he can't come in and help in his role as a world teacher. So am I hitting your question at all? Please correct me if I am not. Or comment, Stella. Did that help? Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, wonderful. All right, let's see what else is here. Oh, here's a great question. I talked about meeting our guide in the singular. Don't we have several beings working with us? Is it always just one? That's a fabulous question. We have an experience together where we meet with your primary guide. It is simply for simplicity, to get you connected, because many people have struggled to connect. They're not sure if they're connecting. They're not sure if they should trust it. So that is the experience in the guided meditation that we do together, is to get you wonderfully connected with your guide. You're absolutely correct. Most of us have many, many guides, guardian angels, whichever. You can be working with ascended masters, you can be working with God, you can be working with goddesses. Again, it's very beautiful and unique to the person. But for simplicity, we meet with a guide. And because I literally had that coming up yesterday, and it was just it was kind of interesting to watch, because what was happening was 3 guides were coming in for the person, and they were really fun. They were like jostling each other and like elbowing each other, like, I want to talk, I want to talk, I want to help her. And I just asked, I was like, I'm so glad you're all here. I can see and sense 3 of you, and that's wonderful. I would really appreciate one primary guide coming forward at this moment, who's going to be the spokesperson and who's going to be the primary guide. And just to get that person clearly connected. And then, you can take it from there, and you may be having those experiences like, well, goodness, I had a dream and it wasn't my normal guide. So I need some more information on that. Is it okay to have different guides coming in during the dreams? Absolutely. Anyone with a title in your dream, any kind of occupational title, Uber driver, hotel clerk, ticket taker, any kind of title, that is a guide. So pay particular attention to them in your dreams, because they are typically trying to show you, help you, encourage you to do something. So that's a great question. And I hope I have answered that. Guides can also change over time, and it just depends on the person. Some people get wonderfully connected with one guide and they love working with that one guide, and other people are just more fluid and they have specific guides for different things. So for instance, their primary guide, it can be kind of like one of two setups. They're ready to write a book. They know it's really important, and they're so just feeling so much energy and wanting to write this beautiful book and share it with others, to uplift others and share their experience and share their wisdom. And their primary guide might be their writing guide. Awesome. But there may be some specific things that your guide doesn't know, and maybe you're going to have a writing guide come in. Archangel, the archangel who is over communication, Gabriel, may come in, for instance, and help with a writing project, for instance. So it's different for different people. So thank you for asking that question, and do not feel limited to one guide, but that's why we do the process that way. So I hope that makes sense, so that we don't have the three guides, they're like elbowing each other. like I saw yesterday, and the person was like, what's going on? There's like a lot of energy. And they just couldn't connect that way, because it was like, three wonderful guides trying to all come in at the same time. Okay, so I hope that helped with that. And what else? Are there any other questions? You're welcome to unmute yourself, since we're a small enough group here. How can I be of service? Any questions you have that would help you? I am here.
How would you interpret synchronicity numbers
How
in
would I,
general?
what do you mean by synchronicity numbers? By seeing how would you describe, like repeating numbers, like 111 or 333, or it can be,
Yeah,
it doesn't have
yeah.
to be those. It can be, I always see 467. What's with 467 in my life? How I would interpret those, Kent, as a sign from the universe, like a synchronicity to pay attention, that like something's happening and something's in alignment. And when I see a repeating number, it just catches my attention, because it might not be just on the clock or on the computer or on your phone. That number, it might be on a cash register receipt. It might like be popping up on Facebook. But when you see those, personally, I like to just talk with my guides and say, hey, I'm noticing this. What would you like me to know? And sometimes it's just a beautiful moment to like meditate and talk with them directly. Other times I will Google that number and look it up as an angel number. Some people call
I
those.
do that. I do that too, actually. Yeah. Can you kind of count on that as being somewhat plausible to look at it?
You have to know what's right for you. Just discern what's right for you, because you'll find many wonderful angel number interpreters. I personally like Joanne's Sacred Scribes, but you just have to find the one that's right for you. So you might do a little bit of experimenting. You also are able to, I call it Google with the guides, and just clear your energy. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, ground and clear your energy. And before you sit down to do a search at with Google or with YouTube, because isn't YouTube becoming university and the second biggest search engine in the world? Wonderful, but we've got to be able to discern what's important for us, what's right for us, and be efficient with us, because otherwise you can fall down the rabbit hole and be Googling or YouTubing for 3 hours and go, whoa, now I'm like more confused than ever. So I like to just sit and just center myself. And as I said, ground and clear energy. And then I just ask my guides, okay, I'd like to know about this. I feel like I'm supposed to use Google to look. Show me on the first hit. What would you like me to know? And I just do it that way. And it's just so much more efficient and effective for me. And I know what's right for me. It's like when you learn to muscle test. If you haven't learned how to muscle test before, I personally find that really a useful technique. And it's something that often comes up in client sessions. And we'll do a quick lesson on how to muscle test to get that inner knowledge from your body, because our bodies are so wise, but we can be like so caught up in our head that we're overthinking it. And that poor left brain, which is so brilliant and so hardworking, can just get exhausted because we're like, pro con, pro con, pro con, like just stuck in this loop of overthinking it. So we want to get like that wisdom from the body and from our hearts and from our gut wisdom, not just overworking the brain. So does that help?
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Thank
Any
you.
other, oh, absolutely. Great question. Any other um, okay, and if you would like to ask a personal question, you are welcome to. Obviously, we are in a group setting, so just think of what you would like to choose to ask. I'm not able to do one-on-one questions during this. We're here together as a group. So if it's a personal question and you want to phrase it a certain way, you're so welcome to ask that, and can put it in the group chat, or can just ask it. Using your microphone is fine.
Yeah, thank you, Wendy. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, good, awesome. I was wondering from the experience that you've had with people, if you've seen any shift in how they experience their authenticity. Sorry, I'm French speaking. Authenticity in the world for following the sessions.
That is a beautiful question. And I will save you my fractured French because it's too rusty at this point, but you're expressing yourself beautifully. And French is a gorgeous language. I actually grew up with French and English both, growing up in Quebec. And I think I feel more people are feeling more comfortable being more authentic and just being willing and able. And it's very compelling. I mean, you just know when someone is being authentic, versus this like very perfectly polished. I mean, you can tell when someone just does a YouTube, and they're doing their best to speak from the heart, and they're just like, I recorded one this morning and I just had to go through that moment with myself. I'm like, do I re-record this? Because there was some little bit of dog barking in it, and there was just like it was like a little bit maybe 30 seconds longer than ideal. And it's like, no, I'm just going to share it as is, because it was authentic, it was real, it was me. And none of us are for everybody. We're not meant to be for everybody, but we just have to do our best to be ourselves and be happy with who we are. And that's how I do see a difference in that, of more people being willing to do that and being more authentic and just more genuine and just sharing in that manner. I'm absolutely, seeing that in social media. I'm seeing and feeling that in the conversations that I'm able to have with family and friends. And again, none of us are everyone's cup of tea, and we're not meant to be. So we're going to just trigger some people, and that's just the way it is. And that doesn't mean we should change or try and hide or contort ourselves to please them, because you're not being yourself, and you're just giving away your power if you're doing that, and not just showing up as you, and how can you attract the real tribe of your true family and friends of who you do relate to, unless you're really being you. I think it's often the gift of middle age. I do see some people that are beautifully authentic as teenagers and as young adults, and I'm like, yay. Both my daughters are actually like that. I have the good fortune to have a 25-year-old and a 28-year-old daughter. So I think there are some generational shifts that are coming. So I hope that helps answer the question, but I am seeing more of it. So did I put up that kind of goofy YouTube this morning? Yeah, I did. And it's fine. It's fine. It had a purpose. I wanted to share a YouTube at Seattle INs, where I had the good fortune to be the speaker. So you got the authentic, real, YouTube. And I just don't go back and polish things. I purposefully have not learned how to edit Zoom recordings because my guides told me not to. And I thought that was interesting. So I don't know how to do it, and I don't want or need to know how to do it. So you're just getting, the authentic with, you drink the water, you spill the glass, the dog barks, the doorbell rings. We're not living in sound studios. And we just have to know when that's appropriate, and it's okay to share it that way. And just be able to be willing to show up and be who we are, and have as much joy as we can feel in that. That was something that Jesus talked about, and I think he was a wonderful example of someone who had to really own who he was. Because if you think about how difficult and challenging it must have been 2,000 years ago to come in as a prophet for God, and to have just walked the fine line that he did, knowing that he was just in a very oppressed, repressed situation, and to just know that he just needed to fully say what was in his heart, which was, God is love, and God loves us. And I mean, that basically, you can take that amazing 33-year life and all those amazing speeches and miracles and gatherings and healings, and perhaps it's fair to distill it down to that. But I think that just took such courage to do that and say that. And he couldn't have done that without fully owning who he was, and just being the authentic person that he was in that human body of that evolved soul that chose to come in and live that lifetime. So it's a really powerful question, and I'm glad you asked it. But that's what I'm seeing. Is anyone else seeing anything different with just authenticity and how things seem to be shifting? Because I feel like things, as I said, are not so polished. Maybe it's because we've all got this quick talk technology in our hands, and can just put out a video or an audio, or we've got the technology, and sometimes we're meant to go learn and how to have it be very polished. And there's people who instruct and give courses and guidance with that, and there's others of us who sometimes are just told, you're not even meant to learn it, just do it. And that's the way it is, because hey, I'm 62. I'm not always the most gifted individual with technology. But it's good and solid for what I need to do, and it just there it is. So anything further, or shall we wrap up for today? I so appreciate you all being here. I would love to see you at any of the workshops, or coming on into the podcast, or to work with you one-on-one. So please reach out. And I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your questions and your comments, and who you all are. Was there a final comment or question?
I'm just not clear. Are we going to have access to this recording?
Would you like me to share it on YouTube? I am happy to do that. And then you'll be able to just get it from my YouTube channel. You'll be able to just grab it there. So is everybody comfortable with that? Perfect.
Sure.
Perfect. Okay. Well, then that's what I will do. And I will share it there and you'll be able to find it. And my YouTube is Wendy Rose Williams. It's just my full name. So I will go ahead and share it there later today and you'll be able to re-listen to it. So thank you for asking and thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye.